Hi everyone, hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to the channel and a new video. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Today we are going to crack on with this Ford Transit flatbed truck and try and get it completed. For those of you that missed the first video, feel free to go back and watch that, where me and Chris stripped out the whole interior, got it all looking really nice, and now we've got to start the process of putting it back together. We had to leave it in the last video. The seats were wet anyway, and the driver's seat has got this damage on it. I went straight on eBay and I found a cover. Now, we didn't know it was Ford, and this, I believe I said in the last video it was £30, but I was actually wrong. It was 35, but it's a genuine Ford new seat cover, so I will put the link for that in the description, because a couple of people did ask in the last video. Chris is going to get that on the bench and get that seat cover fitted on that seat and a new piece of foam. Excuse me. We've got the driver's seat in the back of the van, and some of you may wonder why we have got these in the back of the van. Well, I took them home and put them in front of the radiator for about 24 hours until my missus said, you need to get them out of the house now, they're taking up too much room. So I put them in the van and they are pretty much dry now. We're going to get them out and get them fitted back in the van, and then we'll move on to the next job. It's so much easier putting things back together when it's all nice and clean. When we was taking it apart, there was a lot of dirt and grime in there. I've got to give this all a good wipe over again now, but that's the passenger seat all fitted back in. I know it does look a little bit mucky there on camera, but that is just watermarks. We give it a wipe over, but inside there now is all immaculate. It's all bolted down. Seatbelt's back on, and that's the passenger side complete. Chris is inside repairing that driver's seat as we speak. I know he's doing a bit of time lapse on that as well, so hopefully you get to see it all. He's using a hot knife to cut some of the foam, so let's move in and see how he's getting on with that. I'm not going to disturb Chris while he's in there doing that. He's got a Stanley knife in his hand and he's got everything laid out on the bench, so we'll let him get on with that. I've got the smallest shovel in the world. I know a lot of you found that quite funny when I put that really small broom in the description as a bonnet stay. So I'm just going to get the wheelbarrow, scrape up all of this excess mud that's on this bulkhead, because we're going to be washing this down in a moment. Just getting all of everything that's loose off of it before we start the big clean. But I didn't want to blow this all over the floor out here in the yard, so I'm going to shovel up as much of that as I can, and then we're going to move on and try and mint up this truck, get it looking really nice. Not really sure what we're going to do about that yet, but I did say to Chris the other day, if we put a bit of cardboard behind that and give that a coat of paint, I reckon that would look really nice. I would say let me know in the description, but we'll probably know by the end of this video. But as usual, do drop your comments in the comment section about anything in the video and let us know, as usual, what you think. That was pretty hard going there, getting all that lot off. It weighed a ton. It's so wet and damp. I know a lot of you was on about turning this stuff upside down and putting it back on, but it is rotten all around the edges, and it's actually saturated all the way through. And the amount of, I mean, that's a minimum of 100 kilos we've just removed off the bed there. Well, I've got the jet wash out. I'm just going to start cleaning all this up, and then we'll start the process of trying to mint this truck up. I went round there and scraped off as much excess as I could out of these edges here, gutters, whatever you'd like to call them, and also scraped off as much as I could up on the bulkhead there. It was quite a lot of mud, but I didn't want to blow it around everywhere. Now we got that off, I'm just going to gently go over it with a jet wash, rinse as much of it off as I can, and then we'll go around, put some G101 all over it, and then give it another rinse down again. We're going to spray it all over those wheels, try and get those up clean. I did actually just lightly spray that one up last week and just rinsed it off to see if they did come up quite nice. Otherwise we'd have sent them away to get refurbished, but as you can see, they do come up fine. Let's get on and get it done. That's as far as we want to go with that bed. All of that sheeting's removed. I've washed all this floor down. It is a nice floor, but obviously it is all scratched up. Before, when we lifted the bolts up, we thought it was all going to be like this underneath, but it is a work truck. It's got no holes in it, so that is acceptable for us. I also hung off of that with a jet wash, got rid of all of the loose stuff, because Chris has just popped out. We are going to give that a coat of satin black. I'm going to close all the sides up, and we are going to start the process of cleaning this truck up on the outside, like the cab, the wheels, etc. But as for the body, we're happy with that, and that's as far as we're going to go with it. We are really moving on with it now. Chris is just bolting in that driver's seat, but I wanted to come round here and just do a bit of a before and an after. And I should have probably started this side because it's not actually that bad, but if you have a look at that chassis there and then have a look at that wheel, the other side I've actually just done it, and it makes so much difference. Look how different that looks. Just makes it look that bit more newer, nicer, and certainly improves it somewhat. So I just got a little scraper. There's a few flicks of concrete up it. Went along and just knocked the tops of them off and give it a bit of a wipe over with some G101. I've done the sides. You're never going to get them perfect. To get them right, they're going to need painting. And I've just been chiseling off some of this concrete, but you would have to probably get a bit of an hammer and a chisel in there to get that off. And that back wheel come up lovely. There is still a couple of little patches on it. I need to roll it back so that I can get back on it, but yeah, what a difference. Test drive in the Transit. We did quite a bit of finishing up there that I didn't record, but because we put brake pads in it and it hasn't been used, I wanted to go out, just put a few miles on it and bed the brakes in, because you should always bed the brakes in. If I sell it to somebody and for some reason forget about that, you don't want them end up having problems hitting the brakes and then they go spongy or they don't work. But I'm quite happy with it. Let's jump out and have a walk around it and have a look. Guys, we will start with the inside. I'm just going to move that bit of cardboard out of the way. We put that on there to stop it getting dirty, but I'm actually going to stand up there like that and include a picture of a before now. And I think you would agree, it has come up lovely. I love turning these round and getting them back into a lovely condition. You can see there is still some damp patches on the seats and a little bit of fluff there, but it really does look so much nicer. It all come up lovely. Look at that seat. Chris put that bit of foam, cut it in, it's about there and there, and it just looks perfect. And a perfect match, £35. The door panels, just so happy with how it come up. And it smells lovely in there. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to chuck that bit of cardboard back in. I don't want the floor getting all dirty. I did order pedal rubbers for it, and that was due to one of you guys reached out to me in the comment section and said, Rob, for the price they are, just buy them. And I went straight on eBay as soon as I read that comment, whoever it was, thank you, and I did buy them, and they was $4.99 delivered, but they're not here yet, so we're still waiting for them. Check that out. Oh, it really does make me smile. We've had a couple of days around that, me and Chris, all together. Bit of time here, bit of time there, and we really have turned that around. It does look so much better. It's a shame about the sides. You're not going to get them perfect, like I said earlier, unless you paint them, but I've got a bit of the bumper gel out and done the bumper and the grille, and it really does look nice. The wheels come up lovely. Again, I did mention there's a tiny little dent in the wing there, you can see it. We're not interested in doing any body work on it. It would have been a shame really to send it up to the body shop, because we would have waited quite a while and it would have been a bit of bog work on that and a little bit the other side. But that chassis, it just looks completely different. I did notice as well, I started flicking through eBay just looking at these, and I noticed there is meant to be 2 black caps on those wheels, but we've left it a bit late now to get those, so unfortunately they're not going to be going on there. Chris did paint the bulkhead, bit of satin black on there, and what a difference that has made. Just transformed it instantly. As soon as he started putting the paint on, I said, look how much better that does look. Drop your comments in the comment section and let me know what you think. I know a lot of you kept saying to me in the first video, Rob, put a beaver tail on it, take the back off of your truck. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. Number one is my beaver tail won't fit on this truck. Number two, my truck can actually carry more weight than this. It's a lot lighter. My truck weighs 2.1 tonne empty, so it can carry 1.4 tonne, and it's done half the miles of this truck. My truck has had one previous owner, which is Smarts, and it has just clicked over to 81,000 miles, so that's the reason we never done it. But that didn't stop me and Chris saying, well, let's build a recovery truck anyway. And we contacted a company in Essex to make a body for this truck, and we was going to do it all on video, but the waiting list was 90 days. And we said, we'll turn it around, but it's not to say it's not something that we're going to do in the future. They said that there's a few more of these trucks coming up in the future, and if there is, and there's a real nice low mileage one, I'll be making a truck out of it. So, the money on the truck. Let's talk a few numbers. I'm going to cut here and just turn the camera around. Jumped in here because it's nice and warm where I've just been for a drive. We're up to temperature and I've got the heater on. It does get cold now in the afternoons. Winter is definitely here. So the van itself, we bought the truck with a van. We bought a pair, and we've had a little bit of a workout today at what the truck actually owes us, and we've worked it out to it actually owes us £6,500. Now, we have said from day dot that we want £8,000 for it, but I know you guys do like the numbers, so we give £6,500 for it. We give £35 for a seat base. We give £40 for front brake pads only, pads and the wear sensors, and I'll give $4.99 for the pedals that haven't arrived yet. So I think it's worked out a very, very cheap truck. we haven't tried hiding it. We've said from the first video right through every video that we're asking £8,000 for it, and there has been quite a lot of interest in it. So I'm really chuffed with how it's turned out. And I've just been for that driving it there. It drives like a Rolls Royce. You just cannot fault it. It drives so smooth, and it is like a car. So a little bit of an update. Earlier on, very early on, somebody showed an interest in the truck. I've just sent him some pictures of it, one of you guys, and he's very keen, quite local, and he's actually on his way now to have a look at it. And to be honest, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't buy it. So hopefully it is gone, and by the time this video's out, I suppose I'll be able to let you know. I'll put a pinned post at the top and let you know whether it's gone. So that is going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget, everything we used to clean up the chassis, the G101, the link is in the description. The little Sealy ratchet I used to undo all those metal plates, the link for that is in the description, and it is a must-have. I know that when I mentioned it last time, quite a few people, I won't get into that too much because I might spoil the surprise, but they actually contacted me and asked me for the link. But the link is in the description, and for everything else it's down there as well. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, where we put little sneak peeks out throughout the day, lets you know what we're up to and lets you know what's upcoming. Like, subscribe and share. And the merchandise, quite a few people said that should be on a t-shirt, and they're quite new people. Guys, we have got Let's Get Involved on a t-shirt. Check that out, the link is in the description. That's going to be the end. We'll see you all very soon in the next one.